Peace, everyone. Peace. Hoping peace and blessings to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. I want to be going over some things today. Just bear with me for a minute. Because this is an issue that many of you are facing, and that's, how to stop the bleeding in your credit card debt. A lot of times you're in quicksand, you're in over your head. Like when you go into quicksand and eventually you try to fight and you be in over your head. So today's video is going to be about, getting out of debt and dealing with these credit cards. All right, stay tuned. Okay, today's video is about how to get out of credit card debt. No games, no gimmicks. This is serious. First of all, this is not legal advice. I do not offer legal advice. If you would like legal advice, I suggest you find yourself a competent professional and please be advised. What I'm about to say here is strictly for information and educational purposes only. The views and opinions of me, the host Foresight, does not reflect the views and opinions of any platform that hosts Blind Intelligence. Now, we're going to go through this step by step, because you must understand that you have to stop. In order for you to stop the bleeding with this credit card debt, there are some behaviors that you must stop. So let us begin. Okay. When you're dealing with credit card debt, it's not about, it's about control. Because a lot of the credit card companies, they want you to make these minimum payments, and you think that is your way, a way out, but it is not. The only thing they're doing is enslaving you. They're enslaving you because it's going to take you a long time to pay it off, and your interest rates are constantly moving up and up and up and up. And a lot of times, the problem is about this credit card debt situation is you don't know what your numbers are. And when you don't know what your numbers are, hey, that's where the problem is. You need to know what your interest rates are. You need to know what your balances are. You need to know just overall where you are, and you need to know what all your numbers are. Some folks, I suggest some folks, when you're dealing with this credit card debt, you want to pay this thing down. The first thing you must do is this. I'm gonna tell you, you're going to respect what I'm going to tell you. You may not like it, but you're going to respect it. First of all, you got to stop your behavior of spending. Your behavior of spending, for example, this is an emergency card, and I'm going to swipe it because it's an emergency. So when you swipe it, is it really emergency? Or is it because, or you're doing emotional spending, or you're doing it because of emotion, and you're trying to make it look like it's emotional? That's a question. Is that you? Are you doing that? You have to stop that. You can't stop bleeding if you're constantly cutting yourself. How you gonna stop the bleeding when you're cutting yourself in other spots, or you're making the wound, you're making the wound bigger than what it is? And what I mean by that is that how you gonna stop your credit card debt when you're constantly spending your credit cards? You don't know what your numbers are, and you just, you're just out there, and you're hoping somebody to come save you. But let me give you some news today. No one is going to save you with this credit in your credit card debt. You have to save yourself. You have an avalanche approach, and you have a snowball approach on how you're going to pay these debts down. The avalanche approach is you're going to go from the largest interest rate. You can pay that, right? From the largest to the smallest. And your snowball, you're going to go from smallest to the largest. I like the snowball effect because it builds momentum. It makes it looks you look like you're doing something because you are. Because when you make that last payment, whatever that payment is, it can go over into the next credit card bill. So you got to set money aside in order to do this. Don't be afraid to pick up another job or another side gig or hustle or whatever the case may be in order to get this thing under control. And stop spending things on things that you don't need. You got to cut the stuff that don't serve you. If it doesn't serve you, then you have to cut those expenditures. I don't have no expenditures. I don't have things that don't serve me. I'm just going to tell you straight up, I don't do that. Because I'm going to tell you why. Because buying things that you don't need is behavioral. Oh, that's a shiny new object. Oh yeah, I want to get that. I've never seen that before. I want to have something that nobody else have. But the way you have what other people don't have is debt. That's what you need to have that no one else have. That's knowing your numbers, knowing what your credit card numbers are. Because if you don't know what your credit card numbers are, once again, you're going to remain in debt. Oh, I'll look at it later. We'll figure it out. This, that, whatever. Stop putting it off. Get a clear, focused plan. Line up your credit cards. If you got 5 credit cards, if you got 15 credit cards, line them all up. Line them all up and say, which ones do I need to pay off, smallest to the largest? If I want to go to the snowball effect, go to the avalanche effect, go to the avalanche effect. But you stay consistent. Don't be swapping 2 weeks later. Well, I'll go to the snowball effect. This avalanche worked. I'm tired of it. No, don't do that. Stay focused. And if you get it, and I'm telling you, when you get out of this credit card debt, you're going to feel a whole lot better. It's a heck of a thing when you got these creditors calling you. It's a heck of a thing. Don't be afraid to call up the credit card company and ask for a lower interest rate. Don't be afraid. That's if if it's not like in in charge-off status, anything like that. Don't be afraid to call them up. Say, hey, look, listen, I would like to, because let me tell you why. You may just get a yes, because I'm gonna tell you why. You just may get a yes because they rather get something than nothing. Just think about that for a minute. They'd rather get something than nothing. So they just may work with you. Listen, now, for me, I'm not a total fan of goodwill letters. I'm not a total fan of all that stuff, because that's like begging. Oh, I'll be a good boy. I'm not gonna do it no more. It's just like saying that. No, no. Call them up and negotiate. Call them up, negotiate something with it. Say, hey, look, listen, this is what this is, and let us, let us do this. Okay, I mean, they just may say yes, because they rather look. I'm telling you, you're putting them on the spot. So, but make sure, and let me be clear, you get everything in writing. Let me tell you something. Phone calls is great. Don't get me wrong. I love phone calls. I'm an old school cat. I like the phone calls. I like to talk to people live too. But there are just some things that you don't negotiate over the phone. And when it comes to business like this, negotiate it. You can negotiate it over the phone. But you rest assured and make sure that you get that in writing. Under no circumstances you hang up that phone and think they're going to think that you're going to pay, and and you don't have anything in writing, because it can come back on you, because a phone call never happened. Even if you recorded it, they could have said, I don't know who, we don't know who he or she talked to. I don't know who he talked to. So get it in writing and be clear about it. Make sure that they're clear. Whether if it's a snail mail or an email, make sure you get it in writing. I know many of you are uncertain and you're up to your eyeballs in this mess. But listen to me clearly. This is how you get out of it. It's not going to happen overnight, because you didn't get into it overnight. See, I don't have no credit card debts. I don't have credit card debts because it's not that I have a behavioral problem. I don't need it. Credit cards don't serve me. I can't find I can't find it right now at this point in my life where credit cards can fit in my life to serve me. So, where are you? And you got to be honest with yourself, because this is what stops the bleeding. That's the only thing that stops is your behavior. You knowing yourself. It's just like eating. It's just like eating. It's just like exercising. It's just like drinking. It's just like all of that. If you can't control your eating habits, if you can't control getting up in the morning and exercising, or going to the gym, or whatever it is, and exercising your body, you're going to face problems. You're going to have problems. This is a behavioral issue. Subscribe to the channel. Click like and share, please. I'm going to be hosting in the next couple of videos. I'll be doing some digital products that I'll be presenting online. I hadn't quite figured out the details yet, but once we get it all figured out, you'll be the first to know, because I want to help you through this. I want to help you through this. I don't accept credit cards. I don't accept credit cards because if you're in credit card debt, I don't want you swiping your credit card for me in what I got going on. But rest assured, My digital products is going to help you. I can't guarantee you a result, but it's going to help you. How you can make certain presentations to these creditors and these consumer agencies. As you know, it's the credit bureaus. I'm your host, Foresight. And this is Blind Intelligence. Thanks for watching.